Here's Ben Shapiro talking about Kanye West. Now, of course, you guys already know Ben Shapiro hates anti-Semitism. I mean, of course, he only hates anti-Semitism when he thinks something is anti-Semitic, like when someone is criticizing the nation state of Israel or calling it accurately as an occupying force. You know, that sort of thing is anti-Semitic. Ben Shapiro, time and time again, has even defended Ann Coulter and has said, yes, Ann Coulter's sentiments can be perceived as anti-Semitic, especially because Ann Coulter says anti-Semitic shit all the time. However, it doesn't matter because Ann Coulter is a supporter of Israel. So there's that. Ben Shapiro, a.k.a. Beard Shapiro, okay, is out and about. He's back from his Jewish holiday now. As usual, two things can be true at once. Kanye moves towards pro-life, faith, and family conservatism are encouraging. His DEFCON 3 posts in Black Hebrew Israelite language are clearly anti-Semitic and disturbing. Incredibly cowardly, but, of course, expected from Beard Shabibo. Also, he should shave. He looks terrible. Unrelated to the subject matter at hand, but oh my God, he looks so awful with a beard. Jesus Christ.
Wow. Kanye West has now Kanye'd. And I say this because I speak as a person who tweeted several years ago, live by the Kanye, die by the Kanye. Kanye West is a person who says many things. Some of those things are good. Some of those things are very, very bad. And so over the weekend, while I was off on Jewish holiday, Kanye West said some anti-Semitic things. And there are no two ways about this. The things that he said are not just like a little anti-Semitic, they're very anti-Semitic. So Kanye West began with something that was questionable but not anti-Semitic. Okay, so he began with comments during a Fox News interview in which he accused Jared Kushner of cutting the Abraham Accords for money. He said, quote, you know, he made these peace treaties. I just think it was to make money. Okay.
That's, bro, first of all, it's true. So I don't know why that's even questionable. It's not even false. I don't know how that would be questionable in any meaningful capacity or even anti-Semitic, even though Kanye West is anti-Semitic. It's not like Jared Kushner's getting money from Israel or some shit. He's getting money from Saudi Arabia. So I don't know why. How does that have anything to do with anything? Regardless, let's continue.
That's not necessarily anti-Semitic. Jared Kushner was a person who was deeply involved in the Abraham Accords. Politicians are routinely accused of involving themselves in particular activities in order to...
By the way, we found out that for Ben Shapiro to recognize or to be remotely charitable about someone and not rush to call them anti-Semitic is if they're not a Muslim, okay, and they are conservative. That's it. Because there have been instances where Ben Shapiro has refused to call out the anti-Semitism from those who he declares supporters of the nation state of Israel. So there's that. As I mentioned, and Coulter is a great example of this. It's pretty funny to consider when you look at the way he is responding to Kanye West in a sea of anti-Semitic things that he has said. He's still looking for outs for him and still maintaining his charitability.
To make money. So it's not an anti-Semitic accusation. It's wrong. I don't think it's true. I think brokering peace in the Middle East is good for everyone. By the way, even if Jared Kushner had done it to make money, which I don't think he did, if the question is, are Abraham Accords good or bad? The answer is they are very, very good. I mean, peace in the Middle East happens to be a very, very good thing. But is it anti-Semitic to suggest that Jared Kushner did a thing for money? No, Jared Kushner happens to be Jewish. If he had done a thing for money, that would not reflect on his Judaism. Could just be that he would be a guy in politics doing things for money. There are plenty of people who do things for money in politics. But there is a reaction. The reaction from some people, like the American Jewish Committee, was to suggest that this was a dangerous and anti-Jewish content. Okay, and then Kanye decided that he was going to go full anti-Semitic. And the comments that he put out, they are anti-Semitic. I mean, there's no two ways about them. So it began with an exchange that he had.
He should have a conversation with Candace Owens, who, under the Daily Wire banner, which is Ben Shapiro's company, for those of you who don't know, stated that nothing Kanye West said was anti-Semitic. It was really funny. It was actually a really funny take overall. It was like 2.5 minutes of Candace Owens being like, DEFCON could mean anything. Maybe he wanted to defend the Jews. Who knows? And even if he was saying mean things about all Jews across the board, as that tweet certainly implied, maybe he was just trying to start a conversation.
Had with P. Diddy, given name, he put out a series of text messages with P. Diddy in which P. Diddy was urging him to kind of rein it in. He apparently texted him, "This ain't a game. I'm going to use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can influence or threaten me. I told you this was war. Now gonna get you some business." So basically, Jews are in control of the world. Okay, so we are now getting to pretty borderline anti-Semitic territory, right? The Jews are the ones.
What? Dog! No fucking way. That's not borderline. That's just That's it. If that's not anti-Semitic, nothing is, man. He said you're working at the behest of Jews. What? Dude, come on. I was so fucking excited to see how Ben Shapiro was going to downplay. That's crazy. Someone will be like, Palestinians are human beings that deserve dignity. And Ben will be like, that is the most anti-Semitic thing I've ever heard. There is nothing more anti-Semitic than what you just said. Kanye West will be like, Jews control the media and are controlling you right now, P. Diddy. And Ben's like, that's borderline. What do you mean borderline? It's on the other side of that border, motherfucker. There is no other thing that is more anti-Semitic than that. What the f? There's like 3 things that are more anti-Semitic than that. And all of them revolve around like Holocaust denial or saying that the Holocaust was good. You know what I mean? Every other thing leading up to that is the build up to the Holocaust and a justification for the Holocaust. Like Jews control the media. They're in the center of power. Like all these other, what Ben has called what I have said blood libel in the past. I can't remember exactly what I said that he considered to be blood libel. What Israel is doing in Palestine is unfathomable. Oh, police training. Yeah, police training. Israel training American police forces in kettling and corralling strategies, which were used on the George Floyd protesters, which is literally a true thing. Okay? That's a fundamentally true thing that I mentioned. Ben literally said that was blood libel. You guys remember that? Maybe you don't. Anyway, that same Ben Shapiro that looked at a fundamental truth, Ben did this too. Ben retweeted this, I think, the Noam Blum Neon Taster tweet. If you have BLM in your bio and were shocked by the kettle and corral strategy you saw the American police engage in where they push protesters into pockets and gas them, you should know they learned that from the IDF. And Ben quote tweeted me saying it was blood libel. I remember it perfectly because it confused the shit because you were stating things that were true. American police are very famous, have been trained by the IDF. Yeah, post 9/11. Okay? Ben considered that to be blood libel. Meanwhile, he's like, it's borderline anti-Semitic when you're saying, you're controlled by the Jews, P. Diddy.
It's the Jews. They're telling you to call me. And then it got a lot worse. So Kanye West then put out an Instagram post that reads, and I want to get the exact text of this correct because it's pretty wild stuff here. Jesus is Jew. I don't know what that has to do with, fact check true. But I don't know what that has to do with anything. Then he goes.
He said, fact check true.
So you might have been puzzled to this point. Then it just gets into like pretty openly anti-Semitic territory. Quote, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. All caps, Jewish people. And not DEFCON 3, DEFCON 3. The funny thing is I can't actually be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. So again, this is an anti-Semitic trope that basically you can't say bad things about Jews, which I've noticed world history you can. I'm just going to put that out there. Like, lots of people say bad things about Jews, like, a lot. Like, it happens in fact, you can sit in Congress and be on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine and be heralded as the future of the Democratic Party and say bad things about Jews on a fairly routine basis, as it turns out. So, there's that. I don't know what DEFCON 3 means.
Like crazy,
I assume he means DEFCON 3, which is a weird usage because, again, like, the highest level of alert would be DEFCON 1. So, DEFCON 3 is kind of like mildly alert. But DEFCON, I don't know what that is. Is that a death threat? On Jewish people, big capital letters. When he says he can't be anti-Semitic because he is black, he then went on, apparently while he was on Tucker Carlson, there were some comments that he made that were cut out of that interview, including him commenting that the real Jews are blacks, right? Which
is Ben trying to look more masculine nowadays with his beard?
Yeah, he is. Is it working?
No.
Yeah.
So what's the news today? What do we got going on?
Ben Shapiro's talking about how Kanye West is like borderline anti-Semitic when he was like straight up anti-Semitic, trying to defend him. And going a little crazy trying to defend his DEFCON 3 sentiment here.
Which is a black Hebrew. He is black.
I'm having a hard time defending that
letters.
beard on his face, to be honest with
highest
you.
level of DEFCON 3, which is a weird usage because, again, like the highest level of alert would be DEFCON 1. So DEFCON 3 is kind of like mildly alert. But DEFCON, I don't know what that is. Is that a death threat? On Jewish people, big capital letters.
Can't even grow a full beard over here.
When he says he can't be anti-Semitic because he is black. He then went on, apparently while he was on Tucker Carlson, there were some comments that he made that were cut out of that interview, including him commenting that the real Jews are blacks, right? Which is a black Hebrew Israelite conspiracy theory suggesting that.
I like that he's like, oh, well, we don't really know what DEFCON 3 on all Jews means. But then he's like adamant. He's like, the black Israelite stuff that's why he's anti-Semitic. Like what? If he hadn't said that he was a black Israelite, or if he hadn't like made mentions to that, or would you fucking say that it's like not that anti-Semitic then? It's like, what is anti-Semitic then? He literally inferred that Jews control the media and are manipulating P. Diddy and controlling P. Diddy. He said he's going to go DEFCON 3 on all Jews. But like he draws the line at like repeating black Israelite conspiracies. That's what it is. Got it. Which, by the way, that is also anti-Semitic. Yes. The moment black people try and be Jews, Ben loses his mind. Yeah.
That essentially the real Jews are not the Jews who have historic Jewish ethnicity. The real Jews are black Americans who are shipped over in the transatlantic slave trade. Those are the actual lost tribes, and they are replacement for Jews. This has resulted, by the way, the black Hebrew Israelites have committed terrorist attacks against Jews in New Jersey most recently. They attacked right outside a Jewish school in New Jersey at one point. This is like a couple of years ago. So this is all really bad stuff. Suffice to say, this is all very anti-Semitic and really, really bad stuff. Okay, sugarcoating it is stupid and counterproductive. It's bad no matter who says it. It's bad whether.
Which is what Candace Owens did, by the way, straight up. So I wonder what he has to say about Candace Owens doing exactly that.
You're on the right. It is bad whether you're on the left. I will condemn it no matter whether it's a person on the right saying it or whether it's a person on the left saying it. I think that what Kanye West said last week about abortion was very good. I think when he says anti-Semitic stuff, it's really terrible. Period. End of story. All of these things can be true at once. I don't think that it necessitates that people pretend that he didn't say it or ignore that he said it. Again, I'm bewildered by the inability of people to hold in their mind the fact that people say good things and terrible, evil things at the same time, because that actually does happen on a fairly frequent basis. It is worth noting here that Kanye also is bipolar. The reason that I point this out is because his activity and his tweets are obviously associated with his self-stated bipolarism. I mean, it is not a coincidence, I don't think, that the same.
One of his main people, one of Ben's main cast members, Candace Owens, works under the Daily Wire banner, unironically takes advantage of Kanye West's bipolar disorder. So what the fuck's going on here? Clean up your house, Ben.
Same week that he is saying openly anti-Semitic stuff, he's also showing porn videos to Adidas executives during a business meeting. Right? This is not the behavior of a mentally healthy person. So here's the difference between me saying that what Kanye is doing is not mentally healthy and what the left is doing. So the left says, when he says that babies are alive in the womb, that shows he's mentally ill.
Yeah, he's moving on. He's literally fucking, he's just like, yeah, he says some anti-Semitic stuff, moving on. Let's think about all the good stuff he said, like babies are alive inside of the womb.
That is here's the difference between me saying that what Kanye is doing is not mentally healthy and what the left is doing. So the left says, when he says that
he said Kanye West is anti-Semitic, but also, come on, he's neurodivergent, guys. Be easy on him. Well, Ann Coulter isn't neurodivergent, so why did Ben Shapiro defend Ann Coulter then? Not that that's a good enough excuse, by the way, for anti-Semitism. Oh, what's that? Is that Ben Shabibo? Ann Coulter tweets regarding Jews awful, nonsensical. Ann Coulter is also super pro-Israel and has always been so I won't lose sleep.
Babies are alive in the womb. That shows he's mentally ill. Okay, that is taking a view that is held by a broad number of Americans, including many people who I think consider themselves pro-choice, that babies have rights in the womb, at least beyond a certain point, and certainly held by pro-lifers. It's taking that view and pathologizing that view. Say, oh, well, he's pro-life. That means that he's mentally ill. No, the stuff that suggests he's bipolar is the stuff where he's tweeting out incoherent anti-Semitic babble and showing porn videos to Adidas executives. There's a difference in kind here. So when I praise his...
I love that. He's like, yeah, he's not crazy when he's saying, come on, guys. He's not crazy when he's saying the abortion stuff. He couldn't be. That's crazy to think that he would be crazy saying babies are born in the womb. The crazy stuff is, of course, when he's being anti-Semitic. Come on now. That's great. Kanye West did porn reacts. He really did. That is pretty funny that Kanye West actually did do porn reacts with Adidas executives.
These are correct. That can be true. It can also be true that Kanye West suffers from, apparently, a form of manic depression. When you are in mania, you think every idea... Unfortunately, I have members of my family. My grandfather was manic depressive, bordering on the schizophrenic. When people are in mania, they tend to think every idea that enters their head is a wonderful idea, and there's no brain mouth or brain finger filter, and they just put it out there into the world as though it's a genius idea. And this obviously characterizes what Kanye West is doing right now. Some of what people, when they are manic, are saying may be correct, kind of like Lear's fool, and some of what they're saying is just crazy. And so when Kanye West says this, Is he expressing an anti-Semitic thought? Absolutely. Is he an anti-Semitic person, or is his bipolarism taking control, or does he have these belief systems that are manifesting and coming out now that the brain mouth filter is gone? That may well be the case. I will note.
That's so funny. He literally is like doing the small bean neurodivergence defense. Respect. It's like, come on. He's a small bean. He's a neurodivergent and a minor. Well, he's bipolar. That's why he's saying anti-Semitic things. But also he's saying stuff about abortion because he's smart and not bipolar and totally fine when he's saying that stuff.
By the way, that the amount of attention that's being paid to Kanye West's anti-Semitic comments by the media far outpaces the amount of attention that's been paid to the systematic attacks on Jews in Williamsburg.
Wait, what? What the fuck? Yeah, it's Kanye West, dumbass. If you care about anti-Semitism, you should care that one of the most like popular media figures on the fucking planet said he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jews, man.
Is he really trying to justify this?
What the wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that the media is covering anti-Semitism when Kanye West is being anti-Semitic. That's insane. Yeah, I wonder why the media is covering this. He's implying that the media is using this as an opportunity to take a conservative man down, by the way. Like, that's why he's mentioning this. He's saying that the media is only caring about anti-Semitism now because Kanye West is a conservative man. That's what it is. There's no difference between this and the Ann Coulter defense.
New York by Black Americans over the course of the last several years, right? That's stuff that you don't talk about in the New York Times. Kanye says an anti-Semitic thing that's top of mind. I understand Kanye's a very public figure. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the attention. I'm saying the disparate amounts of attention paid by the media to actual physical attacks on Jews in New York City versus Kanye West saying an anti-Semitic thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. New York Times famously never covered the suspect in Jersey that linked back to the Black Israelite group. That was, you know, as Ben stated, the New York Times does not report the news when it's Jews being under attack by Black Americans. That's so wild. It's so wild. I mean, dude, look at this. Look at how many fucking articles they have, dude. Jersey shooting suspect in attack wrote anti-Semitic post. Black Hebrew Israelites. What do we know about the fringe group? That's crazy. It's such a weird lie, too.
Is pretty dramatic. But again, I point out his bipolarism because it's not just me pointing out his bipolarism, it's the Washington Post. I mean, the Washington Post has an entire article titled, "What Does Bipolar Disorder Feel Like? Can it explain Kanye's behavior?" And the conclusion...
Do you do anything except for drama in your live streams? Man, my man just said one of the most popular media figures on the fucking planet saying he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jews is just drama. If that's drama, I don't know what isn't drama. My man would be like, dude, I can't believe you're covering 9/11. Do you only do drama? Not like I'm talking about Twitch drama, you idiot.
Okay, I forgot to put
by
pickles.
Teddy Amanabar is, yeah, I mean, it pretty much can. Quote, the Washington Post spoke to psychiatrists, therapists, and people diagnosed with bipolar disorder and asked them what it feels like to live with the condition, how it is treated, and how much it can affect a person's behavior. Here is what they said. And they talked about therapists, what it feels like when you're bipolar. When you're manic, it feels like you have a battery pack on your back and you're always on the go. Bipolar disorders cause extreme mood swings from frenzied, manic, even euphoric highs.
What the hell is he talking about?
Of depression.
Would you
Again,
shut
I've
up,
seen it in my own
Ben?
family. It obviously is
Good
true.
one. Good feedback.
Erratic behavior can
Just
be
saying
a...
what
I mean, he's just describing what bipolar disorder is. He wasn't even doing anything that bad this time.
Oh, now you're defending Ben Shapiro, which is really strange.
I'm just defending the truth, my man.
result of manic behavior. West admitted this in a 2019 interview with David Letterman. He said, "I ramp up, I go high. If you don't take medication every day to keep you at a certain state, you have the potential to ramp up. It can even take you to a point where you can even end up in the hospital. You start acting erratic," as TMZ would put it. Most experts agree during a manic phase, people with bipolar disorder may do or say things they later regret. An otherwise loyal partner may have an affair while in a manic state, for instance, or a person may engage in more risk-taking, use drugs or gamble, or spend money well beyond their means. Research shows that even arrest and incarceration are potential complications of bipolar disorder. So the idea that he is saying anti-Semitic crap on Instagram because he's having a bipolar episode here, I'm not sure why that would be outside the realm of possibility in any real, again, you can't disconnect his behavior on Instagram from...
Dude, he is, oh my God. Dude, he's writing so hard. He's writing so hard like 808 and Heartbreaks was the greatest thing he's ever heard, okay? He's about to be like, well, graduation. Can you make graduation? If not, well, you know, if you do graduation, then also you can be a little bit anti-Semitic, maybe even all the way up to the Holocaust, okay? I'm sorry. 1488s and Heartbreaks. It's so funny. What the fuck? Only bipolar conservatives are anti-Semitic, bro. This is like, bro, even the Kanye West stan community is not riding Kanye West this hard.
He's ride or die.
He just like even Kanye West stands are like, all right, man, this is a little too far, okay? Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro's like, nope, doesn't matter.
From the fact that literally last week, there was a video uploaded showing Kanye West sitting with two Adidas executives in black stools, and West holds a video up in front of these people, and he is showing them pornography. I mean, we have the video. Here's what that video looks like.
Whoa!
What
the f***? You're just gonna show porn? Oh.
They look so uncomfortable.
Kanye's putting it right in the guy's face. The guy's trying to avoid it. I mean, I'm sorry, this is not
He's
normal
looking
behavior.
at it to be friendly. He's like, okay.
And then, of course, after this meeting, Kanye West started yelling at Adidas, right? He says at one point, he pointed to one of the team members, quote, "You guys have done wrong by the company, by the business, by the partnership. The whole concept of this video is the guy had cheated. So then the girl was like, well, I'm going to do the thing that's your worst nightmare. This is your wife's worst nightmare. Your worst nightmare is not me hitting you. Your worst nightmare is not me playing the porn. Your worst nightmare is not me screaming. We've all done this." I mean, like,
What?
I'm sorry, this is all bizarre behavior. And one of West's liaisons said, what you're feeling right now is extreme discomfort. That's exactly the point. When someone steals this man's ideas, his creations, it's like you're stealing a child. Again, enabling bipolar behavior, humoring it, like, is not a good idea, just generally speaking. And I think that that's pretty clear that this is what's happening right here. Apparently, Elon Musk called up Kanye. He tweeted out, "Talk to Ye today. Expressed my concerns about his recent
Talk to Ye. He said, talk to Ye. Yo, this is like Donald Trump saying, Lil Pimp. Many of you don't know who this is. Believe me, folks. Many of you don't know, but apparently he's a very big rapper out from Florida. Lil Pimp. He said, Ye. I got to run it again. Talk to Ye today.
Called up Kanye. He tweeted out, "Talk to Ye today. Expressed
Ye. Talk to Ye today.
my concerns about his recent tweet, which I think he took to heart." Musk's comment came after West was booted from Twitter for using the platform to express his ire toward the Jewish community. The tweet in question remained online for only an hour before it was flagged and removed for violating Twitter's rules. By the way, that's a separate question as to whether tweets like this or posts like this should be removed.
Oh my God. Ben Shapiro literally is like, nah, I think you should say, Ben Shapiro's like, no. He should have gone DEFCON 3 on Jews, actually. Why is Twitter defending, why is Twitter taking down yet another conservative free thinker? That's crazy.
Removed from social media. As a general rule, I don't believe that they should be removed from social media because, again, I think that giving social media the power to determine what is good speech and what is bad speech is a very, very dangerous power to be handed there. So I can believe all these things at the same time. One, Kanye.
I don't really understand. I actually don't really understand how Ben Shapiro can say this while simultaneously advocating for like the #1 cancel culture riders, right? Like this is the Barry Weiss thing, right? Ben loves when people get fired from their fucking jobs for saying things like Palestinians deserve humanity and dignity, right? Like, he loves it when motherfuckers get fired from like random jobs and shit for saying stuff like that. But then he turns around and he's like, if Kanye says he's gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jews, should he be silenced like this? I mean, this is 1987 George Orwell, Animal Factory, Animal Farm, Animal Crossing.
Kanye West's views on abortion are good. Kanye West being a fan of Trump does not make him crazy. Saying crazy anti-Semitic things is a pretty good indicator that you are suffering from bipolarity, in the case of Kanye West, especially when it's incoherent bipolarity. And also the enabling of that is a giant mistake on behalf of Kanye. Plus, social media should not be just taking people's posts down on the basis of incredibly vague standards. All those things can be true.
I don't know how vague that is. Being anti-Semitic isn't very vague to me.
That is the latest.
Yeah, well, he has to say that because also, as a self-proclaimed Kanye West fan, I can speak for all of us when I say he's officially off the fucking rails. No, he has to say that because so many of his fucking fans, followers, unironically are anti-Semitic. Yeah, back from the Jewish holiday now, as usual, two things. Why do all these anti-Semites keep joining my political party? Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. Like, Ben Shapiro thinks BDS is anti-Semitic because they want to boycott, divest, and put sanctions on the state of Israel for human rights violations. But Ben Shapiro also is like, and thinks BDS activists on campus should be fucking cast aside, right? But then Ben is also like, if you say DEFCON 3 on all Jews, then that's kind of fine as long as you're conservative enough.
Latest on Kanye West, I assume that, at some point here, Kanye West will clarify exactly what he meant at the very least when he comes down from whatever manic episode he's in the middle of right now.
Clarify what he meant.
And this is not about me pathologizing. This is about
Yeah, I want him to clarify too, Ben, but I don't know if you want him to clarify if you want to keep defending him. Kanye West spouting white lives matter bullshit while Shapiro is defending anti-Semitism. Tell me we don't live in a simulation. No, it's because Kanye West came out and said white lives matter that Ben Shapiro is defending his anti-Semitism. That's the reason.
him openly saying what his mental condition is and diagnosticians diagnosing that mental condition. It doesn't excuse anti-Semitism. It doesn't mean anti-Semitism doesn't exist. And it certainly doesn't mean that the ideology that he's speaking on behalf of, which it seems to be Black Hebrew Israelitism, is not pernicious and terrible. It is. But I think that it's worth talking about the issue in its, I would say, most nuanced fashion, not the issue of anti-Semitism, which is anti-Semitism, but what is going on inside the head of Kanye, which is what happens when you start attributing motives to people. You actually have to examine what the circumstances are in which they are saying things. And we don't treat everybody the same depending on what their mental condition is when they say things. So sympathy for people who have bipolarity, no sympathy for anti-Semitic statements, I think is a fairly decent rule when it comes to situations like this one. Already reached the end of today's show. We'll be back here tomorrow with much,
Did you
much
watch
more.
that full hour?
No, just the parts where he's like, riding Kanye so hard. I mean, I've never seen dick riding like this. My sympathies are extended to the r/Kanye subreddit. Why Kanye? Kanye West legacy, Kanye West. His entire sub right now. I'm tired, boss. He made graduation. He made graduation. He made graduation. Fuck this guy.